You are probably still maintaining your 2026 vehicle like it is a 2010 Camry, and that outdated mindset is going to cost you an engine before the lease is even up. The automotive industry has undergone a silent revolution in the last 18 months, shifting engineering standards in ways that owners' manuals are deliberately vague about. We have entered an era where ultra-low viscosity oils are standard, where 12-volt batteries are no longer just lead bricks you can swap in a parking lot, and where lifetime fluids have become a legal loophole to deny warranty claims. I have watched the service bulletins pile up on my desk, and they paint a very clear picture. The old rules of 3,000 miles, or warm it up, are dead, replaced by complex thermal management protocols and chemical sensitivities that most DIYers are completely ignoring. If you treat a modern high-compression hybrid or turbo engine like a naturally aspirated V8 from the past, you are actively destroying it. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and protect your modern machine with up-to-date mechanical wisdom, hit that subscribe button for Car Care Expert right now. I am going to explain the dangerous rise of 0W-8 oil and why you cannot mix it with older stocks. The truth about Regenerative that is destroying brake calipers on hybrids, and why jump-starting a 2026 car the old-fashioned way might fry your main computer. We will cover the wet belt timing system that is causing catastrophic failures, and I'll explain why tire rotation patterns have completely changed for modern platforms. Stick around, because detail number 10 involves a specific coolant mistake that can short out your entire high-voltage system. Number 1. The 0W8 and 0W16 oil trap. For decades, 5W30 was the gold standard. But in 2026, we are seeing engines designed for 0W16 and even 0W8 ultra-low viscosity oils. This isn't just about fuel economy anymore. It is about tight manufacturing tolerances. These oils flow like water to lubricate timing chains and variable valve actuators that are smaller than ever before. The rule change here is strict. You can no longer top off with thicker oil just because it is on sale. If you put 5W30 in an engine designed for 0W8, you will starve the top end of the engine during a cold start, leading to cam phaser rattles and eventual failure. Mechanics are seeing engines seize not because they lacked oil, but because the oil used was too thick to pass through the microscopic galleries of modern blocks. You have to follow the viscosity cap strictly, but while the oil is thinner, the service intervals for the transmission have actually quietly shrunk. Number 2. The death of lifetime transmission fluid. For years, manufacturers slapped lifetime fill stickers on transmission pans. But in 2026, that lie has officially collapsed under the weight of warranty claims. With the rise of 8, 9, and 10-speed transmissions, the sheer number of shifts in the thermal load on the fluid has doubled. Mechanics now know that lifetime essentially means the life of the warranty, which is usually 60,000 miles. The new rule is a strict 50,000 to 60,000 mile drain and fill interval. If you wait until 100,000 miles like the old days, the friction material in the fluid is often the only thing holding the clutch packs together. Changing it then will cause the transmission to slip and fail immediately. We are back to old-school maintenance intervals on new-school tech, or you will be buying a $6,000 gearbox. Number 3. The Regenerative brake phenomenon. In 2026, with hybrids and mild hybrids being the norm, the way we treat brakes has fundamentally shifted. Because regenerative braking uses the electric motor to slow the car, the physical brake pads and rotors are used only during hard stops or the final few feet of deceleration. This lack of use leads to Regenerative, where caliper slide pins seize from inactivity and rotors rust over because they never get hot enough to burn off moisture. The new maintenance rule is that you must physically disassemble, clean, and lubricate your caliper slide pins every year, regardless of mileage. If you don't, you will find that when you actually need to panic brake, one caliper will be frozen, pulling you into the other lane. It is a safety crisis that requires more labor, not parts. Number 4. The 48-volt battery system shock. The days of simply hooking up jumper cables to a dead battery are over. Many 2026 vehicles utilize a 48-volt mild hybrid system alongside the standard 12-volt system. These systems are incredibly sensitive to voltage spikes. If you try to jump-start a modern car with an old dumb charger, or by hooking it up to a running truck, you risk frying the DC to DC converter that bridges these two voltage systems. The new rule is that you must use a lithium-safe jump starter with built-in polarity and surge protection, and you must connect strictly to the designated remote posts, never the battery terminal itself. One spark in the wrong place can blow a fuse that is buried deep inside a battery pack, turning a dead battery into a tow truck ordeal. Number 5. The wet belt timing nightmare. One of the most controversial changes in recent engine design is the belt-in-oil, or wet belt system. Instead of a dry external belt or a metal chain, manufacturers are running rubber timing belts inside the engine oil to reduce friction. The maintenance rule here is critical. You must adhere to oil change intervals with religious precision using the exact specified oil. If you use cheap oil or go too long between changes, the acids in the old oil will chemically attack the rubber belt, causing it to delaminate. The debris from the disintegrating belt then clogs the oil pickup tube, starving the engine of oil and destroying it. You can't just inspect these belts visually anymore. You have to rely on oil chemistry to keep them alive. Number 6. Direct injection. Carbon cleaning is routine. 10 years ago, cleaning carbon off intake valves was a repair for a broken car. In 2026, it is a scheduled maintenance item. Because gasoline direct injection, GDI, is now standard to meet emissions, fuel no longer washes over the intake valves to clean them. Carbon builds up rapidly, causing rough idle and loss of power by as early as 40,000 miles. The new rule is that you need to schedule a walnut blasting or chemical induction service every 40,000 to 50,000 miles. Stop treating a rough idle like a mystery. On a modern car, it is almost always carbon choking the engine's ability to breathe. If you ignore this, chunks of carbon can break off and score your cylinder walls, ruining the block. Number 7. High-load HL tire requirements. If you look at the sidewall of a 2026 vehicle's tire, you might see an HL prefix. This stands for high load. Modern cars, especially hybrids and EVs, are significantly heavier than their predecessors due to battery packs and safety structures. The old XL extra load tires are no longer sufficient for this weight. The new rule is that you cannot just slap any cheap tire on these cars. You must match the load rating specifically. I have seen customers put standard tires on heavy crossovers, and the sidewalls blew out on the highway because they literally couldn't handle the static weight of the vehicle. Tire shopping is no longer just about size. It is about structural integrity. Number 8. The cool-down protocol returns. We thought turbo timers were a thing of the 90s, but with nearly every small SUV now sporting a high-boost turbocharger, the cool-down rule is back, but with a twist. While many cars have electric water pumps to cycle coolant after shutdown, the oil can still coke in the bearing cartridge if you shut down immediately after a hard highway run. The new rule for 2026 is the last mile. You need to drive gently for the last mile of your trip to bring exhaust temperatures down before you park. Relying entirely on the electric pump is a gamble. Driving gently to lower the thermal load physically is the only way to ensure that turbo lasts past 80,000 miles. Number 9. Cabin filters are HEPA grade now. Gone are the days of the cheap paper element behind the glove box. In 2026, air quality sensors inside the cabin control the HVAC recirculation gates automatically. These systems rely on high-restriction HEPA-grade cabin filters to function correctly. If you replace the factory filter with a cheap $10 aftermarket paper filter, you mess up the airflow resistance that the HVAC computer expects. This can burn out blower motor resistors and cause the AC system to freeze up because the static pressure is wrong. You now have to buy filters that match the micron rating of the OEM part, or you risk damaging the climate control hardware. Number 10. The conductivity of coolant. This is the most dangerous change for DIYers. In hybrids and EVs, the coolant flows through the inverter and battery pack as well as the engine. This coolant must be low conductivity to prevent electrical arcs inside the high-voltage components. If you top off your reservoir with generic green or orange antifreeze from the gas station, you increase the conductivity of the fluid. This can trigger an isolation fault code that shuts down the entire car, or, in worst-case scenarios, causes a short circuit within the battery pack that leads to a fire. The new rule is absolute. Use only the pre-mixed, manufacturer-specific dielectric coolant. Never add tap water and never mix brands. The automotive world has moved fast, and the common sense knowledge passed down from our fathers is now often the very thing that breaks our cars. In 2026, maintenance is about precision, precise fluids, precise voltages, and precise cleaning intervals. You can no longer mechanic by feel or by habit. You have to mechanic by the spec sheet. If you ignore these new rules, you are essentially driving a ticking time bomb of expensive sensors and sensitive chemistry. Adapt your maintenance routine to the reality of modern engineering, or get your wallet ready for a shock. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden changes in your driveway, smash that like button and share it with a friend who is still living in 2010. Keep your fluids specific, your mind open, and I will see you in the next one.